A few weeks ago, a company called PeckPerk reached out to me and asked if I'd like to try the new Avia PeckPerk Smart Bird Feeder. Now, I love watching the birds in the garden. We've got loads of feeders set up around here, and I quite often sit at the window with my camera photographing them. But this little thing does all the work for you. Now, Avia PeckPerk has got an app which you can use on your smartphone, and it will send all the birds that land on the feeder directly to your phone, identify them for you, and show you the video clip. So let's open it up, have a look at it, and get it all set up. So in the box you get everything you need to set the camera up, all the mounting options that you'll ever need. Of course you get the camera itself in the bird feeder housing. You get the solar charger, so it's a solar panel that plugs into the back. You also get mounting options for that as well. And you get the stand that you can attach to a post or a tree with the included strap and the fixing kit. So the stand simply just slides into the bottom of the main feeder and clicks into place. In order to fill the feeder up, just simply unscrew the little screw on the back there and then slide out the top cover, and then you can fill up the feeder from the top there. Then just slide it back on and then screw the little screw back in just to keep the lid on the top there. The power button for the camera is underneath this little weather sealed rubber cap. There's also a USB charging port on top of the camera there as well, but there is actually also one on the back as well, and that's the one that I used for the solar panel. You'll need to download the PeckPerk app, and you can do that by scanning the QR code that's in the manual. I decided to set mine up in this tree using the strap. This strap's actually really heavy duty. I was really impressed with how heavy duty the buckle was. It's a really good strap, so that camera is not going anywhere. Maybe I should have plugged in the solar panel before I put it up there, because it was a little bit awkward trying to plug it in afterwards. I just temporarily put the solar panel on the floor for now. I'll find a more permanent mounting place soon. And again, just unscrew the top to fill up the feeder. Again, where I've put this is a little bit awkward, it's a little bit tall for me, but I got there eventually. So there we go, the feeder's full up with seeds, and now we've got to put in the micro SD card to store all the videos. Again, I probably should have done this before I mounted the feeder. It was a little bit awkward to get to again. The SD card just goes into the slot that's on the top underneath the rubber cover next to the power button.
Please use the app to format your SD card first.
So you have to go into the app to format the SD card before you can use it. So we're going to open up the app and then we can log in and create an account. So just put in your username, your email address, and then make a password. Once you've done that, you can then log into the app, and then we can go about adding the camera to your account. So click on the Add Now button, and then click on the top one. Give it all the permissions that it needs.
Please use the app to format your SD card first.
You'll need to set up your Wi-Fi to the camera. Now, be very careful with this. You'll need a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal for this. If you've got a mixed signal, then you're going to have to separate them by following the guidelines on your router. It's pretty simple to do usually. You'll have to log into your router and then find out how to create a separate SSID for the 2.4 gigahertz network. Once you've done that, then just find the SSID on the app and then you can log into your Wi-Fi. Once Wi-Fi is set up, you then use the camera in the PeckPerk to scan the QR code that comes up on your phone, and then it will all connect and you're ready to go. This is the main page of the app, and then you can click into your camera and you can set up all the different settings in here. This gives you all the information about the camera. We can set the motion detection and we can set up the video settings. I'm going to put mine on 2K. And we can format the SD card in this menu here. If you signed up for the VIP settings, then you can enter all your information here, or you can go onto the website and sign up for the AI recognition and cloud upgrade service. Once you signed up for the VIP stuff, you can enter it into this section here. You'll be sent a password that you can enter, so just put that in and then press active. And then that will unlock all the VIP features for you. You can see now I've got my VIP active, and I can turn on the AI recognition and the squirrel repelling. If I click on the big top image there, I'll get a live feed of the camera. So let's click on that. And there you go. You can see we're getting a live video. So when you want to view the clips that the camera has recorded, simply just press the playback button and that'll bring you into like a sort of a calendar with all the different days, and then you can scroll through and see all the different clips that you've got. So you can see I've got a nice blackbird with a mouthful of food there. That's just a short clip. And then we've got some sparrows and the blackbird. So when you find a clip that you want, that looks like a nice one. Got a nice J there. If you want to save this to your phone, just click the album and then that will download it. If you click the AI button, that will try and identify the bird. As you can see, it's actually got that one right. So we've got a collared dove there. You can then press on collect, and then that will add that to your bird collection. You can then save that as a photo. That takes a screenshot of this screen, or you can share it to your friends through WhatsApp, email, Facebook, etc. You see with this young robin, if I press the AI button, it says it can't identify it. We'll try a different one where the birds are actually kind of facing the camera a bit more. It might get the sparrow. Yeah, it gets the sparrow. You can see here with the robin, it doesn't seem to work very well, the AI feature. Maybe it's because it's not directly facing the camera, but I've tried it several times with different clips. There's just certain birds it doesn't seem to like very much. Let's try it on this one. So it thinks that that's a dove. Obviously that's not right. You can scroll through different options. Again, thrush, that's not right. Flicker, that's not right. So there are some birds that it really struggles with. Once you've downloaded the clips from the playback section, you can go into your album and then it will show all the photos and videos. So I've had the PeckPerk for a few weeks now. As you can see, I had to move it. Initially I had it in the tree over there. I think it's a bit too enclosed. I don't think the birds really liked it there too much. I wasn't getting many bird visits, so I've moved it onto the fence up here. Within probably about 2 or 3 hours of putting it there, we got our first visitors, which was mainly sparrows at the start. But over the last few weeks, we've had all sorts visit. We've had greenfinch, jay, woodpecker, lots of sparrows, pigeons, tits, blue tits, great tits. So yeah, it's been really good seeing them use the feeder and enjoy landing on it. Overall, the setup was really easy. Putting it all together was really easy, and getting the app set up was easy. I have had a few small issues with the app. I reached out to PeckPerk and asked them about it. The first thing I had a problem with is, you'll see on the clips that I put up, the first like 5 or 10 seconds of the video is sped up, which means sometimes if a bird lands and then takes off quickly, you actually kind of miss it all because it kind of speeds through the first 5 seconds or so. They told me they're working on that. It is known about, so hopefully that'll be fixed. And the other main issue I had was the AI recognition, which is a big part of what this camera is sold for, like it's kind of like main selling point. And because I'm in the UK, I found that it doesn't actually recognize a lot of the birds that we get here, or it recognizes them as something completely different. Again, I asked them about this, and they said their main database at the moment is North and South American, and a lot of the birds that they get over there we don't get here, or they're slightly different. But they are working on updating the database to have a European and UK version. So hopefully once they get all that data together, we should see some better bird tracking, because I very rarely got the bird identification to work very well, only on some very basic birds like house sparrows, but anything slightly more exotic, it just either didn't know, couldn't pick up any bird at all, or it said it was something completely different to what it was. So at the moment, the actual camera itself and the video recording is great, but I'm not sure I could recommend the AI features just yet until they figure out how to get the European database updated. It's not a huge amount of money to get the AI features, but at the moment it just doesn't really work here, so I don't think it's worth paying for that just yet. Hopefully they'll get that sorted out quickly. One other tiny minor gripe I've got with the feeder, and that's probably just more to my laziness, is when you fill it up. Because the way that the top closes on top of the feeder, you get little seeds in there, and you've got to kind of get your finger in there, try and swipe them out. So it's quite hard to get the sliding lid back on sometimes. If I used a proper scoop and scoop the stuff in rather than pouring it in with a bowl, that problem would probably go away. But I've got an old dog bowl here that I used to fill it up with, and I just find that when you're pouring it in, some of the seed spills over into the little ridges on the feeder, and it's quite difficult to slide the top back in. But that's my problem, not really the product's problem. It's just something I encountered. The app overall is pretty good. There's a few kind of duplicated features I found, especially in the AI functions. There's a bird ID button on the front page, which doesn't really do anything. Again, I asked them about that. They said there has to be a bird on the feeder live at the time for that to work. But again, the bird ID here doesn't really work. So in the UK, at least at the moment, that doesn't really work. And there's a couple of different ways you can get into your album where you save the downloaded clips. But overall, it's pretty easy to figure out. You just go into the camera, and then you can download the clips and then view them in the album. For the price that the camera's listed up at the moment, which at the time of recording this is about £95, I think, with the solar panel, I think that's actually a really good deal. Basically what you're getting is a motion activated solar panel camera for under £100. Now, I don't know about you, if you've ever looked at security cameras that have a solar panel and are motion activated and have got SD card storage and Wi-Fi, you're going to be paying more than that just for those. So added with the bird feeder bit that you can fill up the seed, and it's got the stand and everything with it, and the cover to keep the camera nice and secure, I actually think that's a really good price at under £100. I noticed on the website it is listed at a RRP of quite a bit more than that. I think more like 200 and something pounds. At that sort of price, I might be a bit more hesitant to recommend it. But I think at the under £100 mark, it's a really good deal. Even if you don't want to use it as a bird camera, just as an outdoor solar panel security camera, I think that's a really good deal. So overall, I'm really happy with it. It's worked perfectly. We've had some really heavy rain. We've had some really hot days, and it's never faltered. It's always worked perfectly. The footage always looks really good. Because the camera's kind of set back, it doesn't really get wet. It gets a little bit dirty from when the birds are flicking the seeds up, but I just give it a wipe round every few days. I want to refill it and everything's all right again then. If you are interested in buying one of these, I shall put a link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so I get a small commission back if you use it. And also they've been very kind to give me a 10% discount code. You can use the code TOMR and get 10% off your final order total. So again, thanks to PeckPerk for sending me this. I really enjoyed using it and I hope this video has been helpful. So thanks for watching. I'm going to leave you with some clips now that I've recorded over the last few weeks and just some of the different birds I've had land on the feeder. So I hope you enjoy them and I'll see you all next time. See ya.